Hey guys, welcome back to Lies of P. Today we're taking on the next boss fight, the Brotherhood of the Black Rabbit. We're gonna take them down today without a spirit, of course, naturally, because anyone can do it with a spirit. And also, yeah, by throwing a few items at them. That's actually pretty simple too. So we're just going to leave that out here. We're doing it without a spirit, and that works pretty well too. Of course, I'll show you my complete equipment and the strategy for how we can beat these guys pretty easily. Naturally, you'll need a few tries, but once you get into the groove, it shouldn't be a problem at all. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe, and then let's jump right in and take down the gang. First, let's take a closer look at the gear that I'm currently using. So here's what we do. We equip a weapon, and then we take the steel blade, the one you get right at the very beginning from the greatsword blade. And for the handle, we use the handle of an acid-infused crystal spear. You can also find it in this section. But if you've been following my complete walkthrough, you should definitely have these weapons. Of course, tone it down as much as possible. I'm not doing a parry run here or no damage run or anything like that. This is for regular players and how we can simply get it done. Here we have the Stamina Amulet and the Puppet Destroyer Amulet, so a bit focused on damage and such, so that our stamina regenerates faster. Of course, you can also use other amulets here, for example, ones that increase HP, but I don't find that so useful, because HP is only increased by a relatively small amount. That's why we've chosen this equipment. We picked this weapon so that we have a nice long reach and can deal solid damage, so we can basically skewer our opponent since it has a thrust attack, a piercing strike, and I personally think it's a pretty good weapon for this boss, because with it we can stab from a relatively long distance. As you can see, I've already tried it a few times to find the best guide for you. Yeah folks, and this is it. Let's head in for a moment. And there we already see the gang that's about to attack us. With the big guy, it's actually pretty simple. You always keep your distance and wait until he pulls his sword back to strike down from above. Like this one. And then we stab twice and back out again. With our lance, that's no problem, because we've got plenty of range. Just make sure you're close enough to hit him with your reach. So, just wait a bit until he does the red attack, so his overhead sword strike. Yes, you do have to dodge a little, of course, but it shouldn't be a problem in general, and we can always stab him after he does that attack. So now, even with the red attack, dodge, stab twice, and back out again. Dodge, always to the side is best. That's really important, so he can't hit us as easily. Of course, it's possible he'll hit you a few times. In general, definitely keep your distance and wait until he pulls his sword back, does that overhead strike, and then we can stab him twice. This goes pretty quickly until the little rabbit shows up. That one's pretty annoying, so just wait a bit here. It's best to try to enhance your weapon with a whetstone, lightning, or something similar. And now, just focus on this little rabbit, very important. Here we can block almost all of his attacks, and that's exactly what we do, waiting until he jumps up. Because when he jumps up while you're blocking, that's the moment when you can land 3 hits on him, sometimes only 2, and deal some damage. Just keep blocking and wait until he's finished with his attack, so you can start your own attack. Pay a bit of attention to the sound of the big guy, so he doesn't jump you from behind. In any case, just keep blocking, wait until he does his jump attack or finishes his attack, and of course use a special move if you can. So basically with triangle, and yeah. Here I let go of the block a bit too early, because I thought the attack was over. But it's no big deal. When he has relatively little HP left, he leaves the fight again, and we can go back to our old tactic. So we concentrate on the fat guy and keep waiting either until he does the turn here and stabs twice and quickly gets out again, or the sword attack from above. Now we just wait until he does that. Bam, dodge once, stab him twice and move away again. Create a bit of distance again and watch until he raises his sword. and does the overhead attack, then we can go back on the offensive. So let's just observe from a distance what this guy is doing, and eventually the other guy will come in. You can really catch this guy from behind quite easily. You just need to quickly dodge when he shows up, then you can turn behind him pretty fast and launch a back attack. If you start the attack from behind, you're also protected from the big guy, so that's actually pretty great. So just try to get behind him, catch him from the back, and land at least 1 or 2 hits when he's just missed his attack. That actually works pretty well. Bam! We've got him from behind again, and if you do that 2 or 3 times, he's basically done for. Of course, if the big guy isn't nearby, you can land another 2 or 3 hits while he's already on the ground, and then you can take him out of commission pretty easily or quickly. Especially with the stabbing attacks, he goes down pretty quickly, and then we can focus on the main boss again. Of course, it's the same routine here again. Always keep your distance. The attacks don't really change much at this point. Wait until the sword comes down from above, land 2 stabs and then back out again. Wait for the spinning attack, move a bit further away, land 2 stabs and then back out again. None of this should really be a problem, whether he attacks from above, does his red attack, or the spinning move. Then we can always place 2 stitches. It's actually pretty simple. So now again, bam, 2 steps in, and now our weapon comes into play. This is really important now. With the third rabbit, we no longer attack with round to stab, but with R2. So just charge up R2. That way we do 2 thrusts forward, and when the second thrust hits the rabbit, he always runs off at first. That means we keep a bit of distance, 2 thrusts, and every time he gets hit by the second one, he moves away again. You can see, bam, he moves back again. Even if he pulls you in like that, just dash away briefly and then go in with the 2 thrusts again. If the second thrust lands, he's briefly, well, stunned, I'd say, and then he quickly moves away again. And yeah, that way we can keep him at a distance. This way, he basically never gets close to us. And if he does manage to get close, it's not a big deal. But it's important that we always hold down R2 to land these 2 thrusts here. And yeah, then we can take him down pretty quickly, or at least keep him at a distance. Just make sure the big guy doesn't catch you. But you can already hear from the sounds when he's charging at you, so you can quickly dodge. So always keep your distance and hold down R2 to land those 2 thrusts. Don't get too greedy like I just did here. Just calmly keep your distance, patiently wait for him to come, hold down R2 and then land those 2 thrusts. Super easy, pretty nice personally. I think this tactic is great because the second thrust always makes him jump back and retreat. Alright, now we've already dealt with the 3 rabbits, and from here the fight actually gets pretty easy. Now we just need to make sure to boost your weapon durability a bit. That means either repair it a little or use an item to increase your weapon's durability. Just keep your distance, run away a bit, and that should work quite well. There you can recharge your weapon, and as soon as you've charged it up a bit more, you can of course place your 2 stabbers here again and keep your distance. Now he's doing the spin move here, so we recharge our weapon a bit more. Put the 2 stabbers in again, wait until he strikes from above, and stab again. At this point it's really just a game of patience. Actually, if you've got the hang of it, he should hardly be able to hit you anymore, and so we always wait for him to do certain attacks where we can strike back. Here, during the red attack, we can use our special again if we have it to deal serious damage. That's basically how it works, pretty simple really. With 2 potions, he still has a bit more than half his health, but no more rabbits will appear now. That means in terms of tactics, we're basically done here. Now we just keep waiting until the right moment comes, especially when he attacks from above, so we can strike back. This tactic is actually really simple. Thanks to our weapon, we have an amazing range and can quickly get out again. 2 thrusts, a backward roll, and then we're out of there. Now we wait again until he attacks from above. That usually happens right away, bam, and we land 2 more thrusts. We don't even have to get that close, and yeah, then it's handled pretty well or simply. Of course, it can still get close at times if he hits you too often. You just need to be a bit patient. Keep your distance and really wait until he does his overhead attack, then dodge once, land 2 thrusts, and yeah, that's pretty much how the whole thing is dealt with fairly quickly. I don't think you'll need many attempts for this. I actually managed to do it pretty quickly with this method. Of course, not right on the first try, but it's really a relatively simple and safe tactic that we can use here. Especially with this weapon, we have an incredible range, so we can really wait things out and land our thrusts effectively. Keep your distance again. The spinning attack is actually the best opportunity to strike, but especially the overhead attacks as well. So, like this bam, hit him twice. It really shouldn't be a problem at all. You just have to make sure you get out quickly after. Hit him twice, then immediately back off. It's best to always run away a bit during the spinning attack. I kind of messed that up here, but it's not a big deal. He barely has any health left, and we even just got a flask because of course he hasn't hit us. So in that regard, it's working out pretty well. Yeah, you always have to be a bit careful there, but like I said, it's all a matter of patience now, and in theory, you'll defeat him pretty quickly even without a spirit, and you can celebrate yourself as a true hero. Because with a spirit, of course, it's super easy. Obviously, everything is just easier with a spirit. Alright friends, that was the boss guide and that's how we took him down. Pretty simple, even without a spirit and without throwing items. And yeah, that's how the whole thing works. Have fun with the boss and good luck. Feel free to check out my channel as well there. You'll find the complete walkthrough with all guides, all locations, all weapons, everything you can find. So you can of course get the platinum trophy. Feel free to check it out. There are some pretty cool videos, and yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a thumbs up or even subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Take care, adios, and ciao ciao.